Today from 98.5 KISS FM, Freak Show in the mornings. Most of you guys probably know me better as this little skinny punk kid who moved to Sparta in 1989. David Downs, class of 93, and most definitely and always will be a warrior. There's no question about that. I love seeing some of the faces. Unfortunately, I keep waking up every morning, look myself in the mirror, and every day I'm looking more and more like J.J. Morris for some reason. Proud to wear the hat, proud to represent the maroon and gray. And again, it's a pleasure to be here with you guys tonight. Thank you guys for this. This is a humbling experience for me, and I greatly appreciate it. We'd like to start off with, the guest of honor. Let's get Malaki up here. Get on up here. I got something for you. When are you coming back on the show with me? Whenever. He's so humble. I try to get him on the air with me all the time and try to throw him curveballs, and it never happens. We'd like to start this off with a very special presentation real fast. On behalf of the Toro family and what they mean in this great community and what they continue to build and grow in the Sparta community and the White County community. So on behalf of the Toro family and their companies, they want to thank you, Malaki, for your hard work on and off the field. And tonight, I'm proud to present you with a $1,000 check on behalf of the Del Toro family for your continuing education as you take your skills, not just athletically, better be working in the classroom too, academically, at Austin Peay. So congratulations on that. And I'm proud to announce, on behalf of the Del Toro family, from this point forward, they're going to be awarding a $1,000 scholarship in your name every single year from this point forward. Pretty awesome news, brother. Congratulations. All right, at this time, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to somebody that I greatly appreciate. I consider him a close friend. He's a warrior, always has been. Doesn't matter if he's at Upperman, down in Florida, on the moon. I'm so proud that he's the principal of my alma mater, Mr. Greg Wilson.
Thank you all for coming out for a special young man, a great student athlete. And, you know, there's always something that, will always be in your heart, Malaki, and it's, once a warrior, always a warrior. Even though, I say it to him all the time, I went to school 100 years ago, but, White County High School holds a special place in all of our hearts. But as I came in as a new principal, and I was saying this yesterday, they told me, said, you got to see this kid play football. Said, he's good. And, I've seen some great football players. I was in Central Florida for several years, and in the I-4 corridor, there's been some great football players. But, he hit the hole, and, he got about 15 yards, and then again, he was gone. I was like, hey, this kid can play. And then I got to meet him, and I got to be around him. And, I've had coaches call and say, well, what kind of kid is he? I said, well, he's probably one of the most humble kids. And I said, the other thing is he loves his teammates. And I said, that's the biggest thing about him. I said, he's all about the team. It's not me, it's team. And the big thing there is you see other kids and it's all about them. Malaki's not that kid. And Malaki, from the staff and administration of White County High School, we love you, we appreciate you, and you've set records that were set in 54, those records are gone. So all those people that sent me all those texts, emails, and you go back and tell Mr. HL that we have a new record holder at White County High School, and that's Malaki Dowell. And thank you, and everybody have a great night.
All right, at this time, we've had some great student athletes that have passed through the walls of White County High School. Just one off the top of your head. Every time you turn it on ESPN and you watch the Lady Vols play, one of the very best that's ever played basketball in White County, and Kelly Jolly. She used to live right up the road from my parents. They still live on Gillen. Used to come over, spend the night with my sister. But we've had so many just great athletes that Malaki will get to continue to follow in the footsteps with. They call Sparta their home. And at this time, we want to throw a video on of another great that would like to say something to you, Malaki.
So Malaki as an athlete to me, and just like many others, he's one of the best we've seen come through White County, and that means a lot. We've had a lot of great athletes come through here, but more than just an athlete, as a person, he's one of the greatest kids I've ever had interactions with. It's really pleasing to my heart to see a kid like Malaki get what he deserves and get this scholarship, and he's going to make the most of it, and I can't wait to come watch him. When you talk about athletes, you talk about sacrifice, dedication, hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. This kid's got it all. He was going through an injury his senior year, and he was in the training room 24/7 trying to get healthy so he could help his team win. That goes unseen. The hours upon hours upon hours he spent studying film, the hours upon hours he spent in the gym doing a ton of things that nobody ever really sees. That's where champions are made, and that kid's got a champion in his heart, and it shows. One thing that I think shows Malaki's character on the field is how he just goes about the game, plays the game. He doesn't want to be that kid to show out, talk the smack, do all that jazz. He just goes out, takes care of business, and lets everybody else follow behind him. You know, that shows how big of a person he is, even on the field. Because if you're an athlete or we're an athlete, just like us, like it gets heated out there sometimes, and he can compose himself at such a young age. Like that's admirable to me. But yeah, his character on the field is unmatched. It's awesome. Some things that I've seen Malaki do, they kind of represent the type of person he is. He volunteers with Special Olympics. I love doing that when I was in high school. Super cool of him to do that. He enjoys it. You can tell, and the smile on his face. He stops for everyone in town. It doesn't matter if it's 400 people or 5 people. He's going to stop for them. After every game, give everybody a hug. Loved everybody in town. Yeah, he's got a big heart, and that kind of shows who he is as a person. So you talk about an impact player on the field, but off the field, Malaki was probably the biggest impact on this community in Lord knows how long. I've never seen Sparta come together to watch a team play a sport like they did on Malaki's senior year. And he played a big role in that. All those boys did. It was really fun to watch, and you just kind of saw the community transform into a support group, and it was really fun to see that. The way I look at this is when you look at football in White County, that can't come out of your mouth anymore without saying Malaki Dowell. He is the building block for something that's going to be super big, I think, in this town. He's a great kid. He's going to be a great college athlete. He's going to be working hard, and he showed that. And he shows the younger generation how to do it by example, and that's how you learn. And to me, that's why he is Mr. Football, because that's the epitome of your program. Is the way Malaki Dowell took care of his business. So, this is for you, Malaki. You've taken every necessary step to be the best that you can be, and we're all proud of you. I was grateful to even get to watch your season due to my injury, and it's a blessing in disguise that I got to see you play. Got to see my brother Connor play his senior year. But what I do have to say is you have done something for this community that I could never do. You brought everybody together. You made everybody love sports again. I had never seen that many people at a football game in my entire life. I'm 25. So it was really awesome to see that you played a huge role in transforming a program, along with the coaches and staff, players, O-line, D-line, everybody. You guys should be very proud of yourself, and thanks for making everything fun. Nobody will ever forget that team.
Awesome stuff. Of course, that was Ethan Roberts, who's he playing for now? Chicago, right? Yeah, the Cubs, yeah. So just another example of a great student athlete from here in White County that kicked up the dirt at our local schools and has gone on to even bigger and better things. And looking forward to seeing that same kind of example and that same kind of push to greatness with you, Malaki. This time, where's Jason at? Where did he go? Oh, there you are. Okay, sorry, I didn't see you over there. All right, we want to again say a big thank you to the Del Toro family for your generosity, especially not just the $1,000 check that was already presented to Malaki, but of course the $1,000 scholarship that you'll give to a student athlete at White County High School each and every year in Malachi's name from this point forward. Thank you to the Del Toro family for what you guys do in this community. Now, Jason, if I could just get you to advertise more on my show, we'd be good. We'd be good. No, I'm just playing, you know that. All right, this time I'm going to turn it over to another athlete that from the White County football team this year that just continued to excel. Proud of him because, I grew up with his dad, and I have to say a big thank you to David because the games, I couldn't go to games this year because just of my schedule, but I was able to always follow along because of everything he posted on Facebook on a constant 24/7 basis. But looking forward to seeing what's going to be happening in the next couple of years with the quarterback of the White County Warriors, Trip Pinion.
Hey, everybody. I was trying to think all week on what to say about Malaki, and there's so many good things we could say about Malaki, and everyone could stand here for days or weeks and talk about how great of a person and player Malaki was. But as a follower and me looking up at Malaki, there was one thing that stood out to me, and that was me in middle school when Malaki was on a pace to break many records his sophomore year, and he, as we all know, tore his ACL. And I know that was terrible for him, it was terrible for everybody. But just seeing him, me coming in my freshman year, and him coming into his junior year off his injury, just the way he came back from that ACL and pushed harder than I've ever seen anybody come off ACL injury, from him failing weights in the weight room, not being able to do what he used to be able to do, and I could see the pain in his eyes, like when I was watching him work out and just him coming back. It was really inspiring to me, and it makes me, and I know it makes other people want to push harder. And it happened the same thing in the Green Hill game this year, and I could tell he was hurting a little bit, and I got to be like, Malaki, you're all right, and he's not going to tell me because that's just the kind of heart he has. But he did go down, and he was out for a couple games, but he did the same thing and pushed back and came back and finished the year off. And man, it was amazing. And I love you, Malaki, and go Govs. I can't wait to see you play.
Thank you, Trip, for that. And seriously, David, thank you for all those posts. I appreciate it. Due to my schedule, I have to say a big thank you to Noah over here. We'll talk to him in a minute, but UC Reporter, thank you for not just the partnership we have with you guys, with Upper Cumberland Radio, but I was able to catch almost every game because of you guys. And, I'd be DJing a function or whatever and have my phone sitting up on my console like this, watching the game because of your guys' efforts. So thank you for that, not just for White County, but for the entire Upper Cumberland community, and we really greatly appreciate it. All right, this time we're going to turn it over to Rylan Bumblow, another one of the teammates for Malaki. Where do you get those shirts, by the way? I was going to see, can I get one of those?
All right, so
I'm not known normally for talking. I'm kind of known as a quiet guy. But when I was asked to talk about Malaki, I just felt honored to. I just hope this speech is a little bit better than the one you get about soap. But everybody knows Malaki. He's a good player. He's a good person. But what really stuck out to me was his positivity all the time. You know, if there was a missed block or something, he just said, "You can get him next time." You know, he wouldn't get mad at you or something. He always kept his head up. He was always positive. And there was many times all the way back to youth league that we could be down, and he was just a leader by the way he played the game, and he made everybody else around him a better player. He made all of us a better player. But as a person, he's just always nice. I remember meeting him at English together, and there was a girl who really didn't want to present her project. So on top of presenting his project, he got in front of the class and presented her project as well. And he's just willing to do things not other people are willing to do. And just Malaki, I just wish you luck at the next level. I hope the best for you. And, we're all supporting you.
Thank you for that. Going to turn it over to another teammate, Owen Adams.
How you guys doing tonight? Good, good. Well, as you can see, I didn't really know I was supposed to be talking tonight, so we'll see how this goes. Big Malaki, he's been one of my best friends for as long as I can remember. We started playing when we were 5 or 6 years old. I was always a little younger than everybody, but I played a little higher. But he's been my teammate forever. He's one of the he's like one of the awesomest people I've ever had that's been in my life. He's impacted me in so many different ways, and he's amazing, man. He's been my best friend forever. Let me tell you. We used to go back in back about 2 summers ago. It was me, Logan Dickerson, Malaki. We'd go work every day, painting houses, and he's one of the hardest working people I know. Working houses, and working in the weight room, working film, studying film on the field. He's one of the best players I've ever seen in my life. He's awesome. I'm more of a defensive guy myself, but I've blocked for him a couple of times, but I can tell he's amazing, man. And go Goes, baby, go Goes.
Thank you for that, Owen. All right, this time we have another video, a Mr. Football video that we would like to play for you guys.
So Malaki as a son has been it's been amazing, it's been fun. It's hard to really put into perspective who he is because he's just a wonderful kid. Never gives me any problems, always very concerning, very loving, just disciplined. He's just been all around a great kid.
He's one of a kind. To be such a special athlete, he's so kind and humble.
What makes him different, he has a gratefulness about him that most of us don't have until we're older, until our mid-20s or maybe 30s. He's just born with this gratefulness for people. You can see that with his coaches and teachers, and even little kids that think he's the greatest. He just has a gratefulness for everything around him, and I just think that's what makes him special.
That's the thing, everybody sees on the field what Malaki is. It's off the field that really makes him special.
As a person, I think Malaki he's a great person. His character and who he is as an individual, it speaks volumes. The compassion that he has for people, the love that he has for people, you can't compare it to anything that I've seen as a teenage boy.
Well, if you see Malaki Dowell and you're having a bad day, he's going to change it because he's always got a smile on his face. He's going to give you a hug. And if you don't like Malaki Dowell or can't pull for Malaki Dowell, you can't pull for anyone.
Well, I think he's like a good influence, and I love him as a brother because I wouldn't trade him for anything.
I would say he is 1 in a million. I don't think that there is anyone who compares to him. His kindness, his heart, the way he gives to people around him.
He gets everybody involved, and nobody's left out, and what he's done for the community and stuff.
I think Malaki is a great person. I think he's got a great heart, and I think he's one of the most humble people that I've ever met.
See, everybody, this is what gets me. Everybody sees Malaki as like some athlete superstar, which he is. But when you see him, when you know him from how I've known him and how Jake's known him, he's like just this like nerdy guy. But he's always been fun to be around. He's always been a very loyal friend.
As a person, he is like the best, like one of my best friends. He's like a brother to me. We've hung out since we were 5 years old, you know.
Malaki has always been a great person and a great teammate. You know, he fills both of those roles in various ways. You know, him being a great teammate, he always puts in the work that's required. He's always overdid anything anyone's asked of him. And, you know, he's just a great person. He has so much to boast about, he never does, which is a rare trait in most people. He just has great humility. Yeah, he's just always been a great person to me, a great friend, and a great teammate. I've had him as a teammate since youth ball, so I've really got to know him over the years. And he's just one of the most hardworking and genuine guys I've ever met in my life.
Malaki is a great person. One thing that sticks out about him the most is how respectful he is. A lot of students say can't talk to adults, but that's not Malaki. He will look at you, he will say yes ma'am, and he's just super respectful. And I think that you can see that translate onto the football field. You know, we've spent a lot of time filming Malaki. I've gone through all kinds of footage of him, and never once have we ever seen him act ugly to another player. He never even celebrates his own accomplishments on the field, for crying out loud. He's just so respectful of everyone, his peers, adults, and even the players that he is competing against on the field.
Well, I really feel like, you know, all of his abilities are all coaching. So Malaki, if you're there watching this, I feel like the only reason you were good was because of me. No, that is not true at all.
First experience I had with Malaki in football is me and Coach Jacob Sparta were coaching the 8-year-olds in Sparta, and we're playing Manchester in the first round of the playoffs. And it's down at the county fields, and it's coming a flood. And first play of the game, they hit him for about a 4-yard loss. So me being me, I call timeout, and I go out there. I think I threw my hat like Coach Sloan, and I'm giving him a little down the road, and their coach yells, "If that's all you've got, you're in trouble." So I think we handed the ball to Malaki 6 times the rest of that half. He scored 5 touchdowns. It was 40-0 at half. It was raining hard, and they quit. Coach packed the bags and went home at halftime, and so Malachi's been making them tap out since he's about 8 years old.
I tell him that ever since he was 5 years old. I tell him every game, Malaki, you're the best player on the field. And he proves me right every week. You know,
he's probably one of the most unique athletes I've ever coached. And I really, as a head coach and a player that's as talented as he is, probably the biggest thing for me was the way he carried himself during practice and during the off season. Sometimes you got an athlete that's that gifted. It could be a struggle to get on them to do the same things as everybody else on the team, and that wasn't the case at all. For me as a coach, that's the biggest thing that he did. If we asked to work out, he did it full force, and the guys that were sophomores and freshmen would watch him and go, "Hey, I've got to do it. If Malachi's doing it, I've got to do it." So we never had that issue. As far as the playing goes, look, everybody saw it. How do you describe it? It was fun. Probably the toughest thing, I've said this a million times, as a defensive coach, I'm supposed to be over there looking at the defense that just came off the field and making adjustments, and it's hard because I want to watch him play. So, me and Coach Sloan have said many times, it's a shame that we're not going to get to watch him in maroon and gray running up and down that field, because it was a joy to watch. We know now we'll be watching him in the red and black, so that'll be fun. But rather have him back out here if we could. But no, it's just been a joy to coach him. Just a great young man and a great teammate to everybody out there.
I don't know how many times we've run down the sideline with him on these big long runs. It was funny for years, you know, I'd run down the sideline and I could keep up with him. Somewhere about middle school, he was like, man, I can't keep up with this kid no more, man. And it's been special, and I'm really gonna miss it.
I'm like, he'll call me, he'll be like, bro, you wanna work out? You wanna work out? I'm like, yeah. I mean, I do wanna work out. I go and I do my workout, and then he's going for another hour and a half and makes me look stupid. So yeah, I can't work out with Malaki anymore. So
Before he went on stage, I told him, all right, we're gonna get ready for your speech. He says, hey mom, I haven't won it yet. And I'm like, how could you not win it? But when they announced that he wasn't Mr. Football, I was like, oh my goodness.
He's 150-something yards shy of breaking a single-season rushing record that may never be broken.
I mean, his numbers speak for himself. Like every year since he started running the ball like full-time, his numbers have gotten better. He's gotten bigger, he's gotten faster. The way he just approaches everything in life is crazy. It's like he's determined to be successful at everything that he does. Failure is not even an option. So, like his dedication, determination on the football field, like what he put in, you see it every Friday night. You seen it, like, so he, like, as the season went on, he got better and better and better because he was focused on getting better and better.
He earned it and all that sportsmanship. He don't get mad at any other players, even if they talk to him. He lets it go on and he lets his game play.
He's always just been super determined. That's why in my mind, he's always gotten better. He's never satisfied. He's always pushing, trying to go to that next level. Yeah, he's just a special kid. I've seen the kid play since he was in 8th grade, and it's just, I caught myself not coaching sometimes just to watch him play. He's just that good, and that's Mr. Football worthy.
But at the end of the day, he is Mr. Football. There's no way around it. He may not be Tennessee's Mr. Football, but he is definitely my Mr. Football.
Malaki, I'm just extremely proud of everything that you've done so far throughout your journey, and I just want to thank you for being a great teammate throughout high school and even youth league. And I just can't wait to see what you're going to accomplish at the next level.
Hey, what's up, Malaki? You've been my boy forever, and I was gonna say I'm super proud of you for not just going to college, just being you, man. And you're one of the best people I know. I'm so proud of you, and congratulations.
Malaki, I'm super proud of you and all you've accomplished. You deserve Mr. Football, and I can't wait to see what you have planned on the next level at college level and maybe pro level.
Malaki, I'm super proud of you, man. I played with you for almost my entire career, and getting to see where you are and where you're going today, it's amazing. And I'm so proud of you, and I can't wait to see what you're going to do at the next level.
Hey Malaki, I just want to let you know that we're all super proud of you. I'm proud of you, this town's proud of you, and everything you've accomplished this year and past years in high school. We just want to let you know that we're behind you every step of the way. Whatever decision you make, Sparta's got your back.
Malaki, it's like, I love you. You know that. Saying that, I couldn't say that to your face. I just couldn't do it. But, I love you. All of our teammates love you. And we'll be watching you for years to come.
I hope you do good in college. I'm proud of you for making it this far. Hope you stiff on some people.
Malaki, I am super proud of you. I was super proud of you the day that we went to the Titan Stadium expecting you to win Mr. Football. And I was heartbroken. I was heartbroken for you. I was heartbroken for our entire community because everyone knew that no one deserved this more than you. So I want you to know that I am so glad that I've gotten to know you this semester. You are an excellent student, an excellent football player, and you are just someone that's super special to me. I know that you're going to do great things in life. Good luck.
How proud I am of you. I can't even put it into words. not that the football player that you are, but the human being you become, Malachi. You're special. All the young kids look up to you. Heck, I look up to you. You know, we go as coaches and you hope that you teach these kids things. But man, watching you and your brothers the last 11, 12 years, you've taught me a lot of things. And I know you're going to be successful at the next level because God has chose you to be special. And like we always told you, man, you keep God first, everything else will fall in place, man. And I believe that 100%, that God's on your side and He's got big plans for you, dude. And you're gonna be special, man. You already are special. And I love you. You know, I'm always just a phone call away, kid.
Malachi, first of all, just thank you for coming to Sparta. Thank you for being a part of our family. Thank you for helping you and your teammates putting football on the map. It's been an absolute blast. And when you go big time, I'm going to hit you up for $200 because that's about how much I spent on all them air horns I blew on you in the game. So we're proud of you. Keep going, buddy.
Malachi, I think you're special because you make other people feel so special around you. Just knowing you from when you were little, you're just the most loving, grateful kid. If I had one example to give, just the fact that you call your mother as a part of your pregame ritual says everything anyone needs to know about you. You are just a loyal, loving person, and we love you.
I'm definitely going to miss you the 12 or so years that I've got to know you and be around you. It's just been an honor. We have the same birthday, and we'll miss those football birthday celebrations, cupcakes, and all the kids running around just having a big time. And you've impacted my life, you've impacted my wife, everybody, just like Coach said. I'm gonna miss it. That last run I seen you run, it was so, this is it. You know, and I'm gonna get to see you play some college ball, and I believe in my heart I'll get to see you play on Sundays, but I'm gonna miss getting to be with you like we have for so many years. I just wish you the best, and I know you're gonna do good things, and I love you.
I'm so excited to be able to watch you and see what you do from this point forward, Saturdays, Sundays in your life, what you do later on. It's going to be exciting because you are the real deal, MD6.
Yeah, Malachi, it's an honor to coach you. It was an honor to be around you. Probably the biggest compliment, right now it won't be to you, but one of the biggest compliments that I can give you is that whenever Bray and some of your teammates were going out, we'd want to know if you were going because we thought that maybe you'd keep them straight. Sorry, Bray, if you're there watching it too. Just a good kid and the character part of it. You know, you did a great job at practice. You did a great job being a leader. I know that you weren't the most vocal leader, and we knew that, but you did everything right, all the little things right. You're going to go far in life. And look, you have to crank it up here this next time because starting all over again, we get Austin Peay, okay? Work out hard, and I know you'll go far.
I am incredibly proud of you. I am extremely thankful to have someone like you in my life. I think that I am a better person, and I think that everyone is a better person with you in their life. I think that you bring out something in every person that you meet that I've never experienced before. You are absolutely incredible, and I don't know what I would do without you. And I am so excited to see where life takes you.
No matter the road that you choose, I'm always going to be with you. God's always going to be with you, and your family's always going to be with you. We love you deeply and dearly, Malachi. Let's go, Pete.
I love you, Malaki, and I'm glad that you're my brother, and I hope that you be more successful and be in the NFL one day and show us how good you really are, and show the other people that you deserve more offers than you usually got.
Malachi, Isaiah, I think you know how proud of I am of you and how much I love you, and I just can't wait for this next chapter and see how far you go. Keep being you, keep grinding hard, and the sky's the limit. I love you.
I love you, bro, but I'm coming for those records.
Ooh, how do you follow that up? Just want to sit back and take a break for a minute, man. Goodness. I'll tell you more about that in a minute, Malaki. Right now, though, I want to say a big thank you to some instrumental people that I know Malaki would stand here and say the same thing, that really transformed his life and his career and his path. Those include some great coaches like Mark Frazier, Mike Sloan, Curtis Beatty, J.J. Morris, Jacob Spartman, Steve Wilson, Derek Sparkman, Jeff Glass, Jordan Bailey, Alan Selby. Let's give them a round of applause. Most of you guys know I play with Mark, play with JJ, and these guys, you know, they're not making Nick Saban money to coach high school football. Most of it is volunteer, and they're taking time away from their family, their friends, their peace of mind to lead these men, and in other sports, you know, the women, to possible greatness or to future greatness. So a big thank you guys with the coaching staff. We appreciate you guys so much and everything you guys have done. We also want to thank Brent Ryan, who JJ and I can tell you used to tape our ankles every Friday night as well. Brent has been a mainstay in the Sparta community for years and years and years, and I know he's not here tonight. There's several coaches that couldn't be here tonight because of other constraints, but if you see Brent, just pat him on the back and tell him a big thank you, because I know how much he worked not just with Malaki, but with other teammates on the team, but especially with you, Malaki. I know how much he worked and hustled, man, and really put a lot of extra time and effort into your rehabilitation as well. So a big thank you to Brent Ryan. Julia Morris, you want to come up here and talk? No? Okay, I didn't know if you wanted to come up here and say anything. Just like with David Pinion, the reason why we knew literally what people were eating as pregame snacks, because he was posting it on everything. Julia is the one who spent, again, her time, her free time, countless hours documenting this incredible journey for this team. So Julia, thank you for that. Appreciate you so much. All right, Mike and Christy Sloan, like second parents to Malaki, we want to thank them as well. And then, of course, we have to, and thank you for talking to me before this. I love talking to you. Malachi's parents, Rachel and Deshaun, thank you guys for sharing your son with us. Pretty cool. And then, of course, the siblings, Demarius, JoJo, and Alana. We're expecting big things from some of you boys later on in your high school careers, so we'll be looking forward to that. At this time, we want to turn it over once again to Noah McKay with Upper Cumberland Reporter. Once again, I'll share my thoughts on him again. Thank you for what you do. This guy has taken a vehicle that we've all wished always existed in the Upper Cumberland, and he's blown it up. Mark, what's up, dude? What's happening? Sorry, I saw Mark over there. He's been hiding from me. But Noah took Upper Cumberland Reporter, him and some of his cohorts that I'm friends with, and you guys have made Upper Cumberland Reporter great for our student athletes and for our families and for our schools. So thank you for that. We're going to go ahead and turn this over to Noah.
All right. So if you've watched the streams, you know I can ramble from time to time, so I'll keep it brief. 3.5 years ago in the summer, texted Mark Frazier and said, "Coach, can I come down and talk about the season, write a preview story?" He said, "Sure." Sat down and, like always, I go, "No, what's your quarterback situation like?" And he went, "We got something special." If you know Mark Frazier, you know he doesn't really hype up his individual players typically. I'll ask him about somebody, and It's about the whole team, which is a good quality for a coach. And he said, I got this sophomore, play a little bit as a freshman, but he's going to be our quarterback. His name is Malaki, Dowell. And he goes, no, we really need to get his name out. Got my attention, but I get a lot of times in the preseason where coaches go, this guy's going to be special, this guy's going to be special, and they're all usually really good. Fast forward, first game of the season, Cumberland County comes to town, and Malaki ran for 1,500 yards and 20 touchdowns. And I'm like, okay, yeah, he's really special. All right, yeah, we're going to do that. And so that was just the starting point. I mean, this guy on the field, I know people have said how special he is. This is at UCR, this is our life, watching these high school athletes, and he's as special as it gets on a football field, man. He's been gifted with some talents that very few people have. And seeing him go down with that injury and come back, it's really tough to come back from an ACL, let alone as quick as he did. And his junior season was incredible, in my opinion. Probably should have won Mr. Football his junior season, but comes back his senior year, and arguably, in my opinion, the best season we've ever seen out of a high school athlete in the Upper Cumberland on the football field. It was just tremendous. But as everybody else has said, the thing that stands out about Malaki is his character. When I interview him on air, I always go, I know your offensive line is great, your coaches are great, let's talk about you. He's got no interest in talking about himself. And that's special. And so humble and giving to people, and you see the impact that he's made, the fact that everybody's here tonight, it really stands out and it'll be remembered for a long time. And that fast forward to what happened at the end of the season. And obviously, he was the best player in the state. I think if there was one Mr. Football award, he should have won it for writing classification. And I got in a very public spat with a lot of people who made that decision. Very public. It's still on my Twitter feed. Go back and read it. It's real entertaining. My problem was that people hadn't seen you play, and they didn't give you a fair shake. And I got lots of messages from people. And one that always stood out to me was from somebody who was very well known. He goes, is it really worth it for you to be doing this? And I said, absolutely, because this kid deserves it. He's so humble that he's not going to fight for himself publicly. So yeah, he deserves it. And so I do it again every time, and you absolutely deserve it. And we didn't have anything to do with that award, but we did have something. As somebody who's watched athletes all across the Upper Cumberland play, the group at UCR, we got together, and it was unanimous, and you won our 2022 Player of the Year award. So we want to present you with that tonight, Mal. We'll be watching at Austin P, man, and I'm a tech grad, but I think I'll be cheering on red and black more often than not. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Noah, and thank you for your continued work with Upper Cumberland Reporter. Speaking of tech, most of you guys, well, you may not know, I'm the executive producer for our Tennessee Tech football broadcast. I've had many conversations with certain individuals that will remain anonymous right now concerning Malaki. I'm looking forward to listening to those games when you play Austin P. And I expect you to put the hammer down on Tennessee Tech every single Saturday you play, please. Now, I hope nobody recorded that because I could get into trouble for saying that. All right, this time I'm going to turn it over to Coach Crane. He has another special presentation he'd like to do for Malaki.
You're in trouble, Malaki. He's a great kid. When I first started watching him play in middle school, I knew that that he was going to be something very special. When he got to the high school level, I could tell that he really was going to be something very special. So we'd already had some requests to talk to Malaki, to interview him from radio stations and stuff. So I pulled Malaki aside one day. I know he remembers this, and I said, "Come here, son. Let's talk." I said, "We've had several requests for you to do interviews. So there's things that we need to talk about. There's certain things that you don't say in an interview, and there's certain things that you do say in an interview. So we had about a 30-minute discussion, and he said, "Okay, Coach, okay." So he was going for a radio interview that week, and I normally don't listen to him, the radio interviews, but I said, "Hey, I'm going to listen to this one, just to see how this goes." So they got him on there, and they said, well, we understand that they refer to you as Downtown Dowell. How do you feel about that? And I'm going, uh-oh. Malaki says, I prefer Malaki. So, I knew then that he was going to be fine. You know, I'm not going to listen to any more of his interviews because he's going to be fine. He did a great job. He represented White County High School very well, and very proud of him. One thing when I think about Malaki, I think about the word character. And I have athletic directors. We talk all across the state, from east, west, middle. I've talked to several different athletic directors. They'll call, you know, or I'll call them about one of their players, and they've called. I've had several calls about Malaki, and they'll say, tell me about that Dowell boy. I said, well, you've seen his stats, right? And they said, oh, yeah, we've seen his stats, you know. I said, well, that kind of speaks for itself. I mean, what else can I say, you know? His stats speak for themselves, but I said, let me tell you about him, because that's more important. I said, he's a good kid. Everybody says he's a good kid. But I said, the most important thing is he has character. And that's hard to find today. It is. It's hard to find today, character. But I said, he has character. And I said, I'm sure his parents, they've done a great job, raising him and teaching him. But I said, he's just a natural person that has character. And there's a lot of young players here today in this audience. And let me tell you something. Character is more important than any sport that you'll ever play. Your athleticism is temporary. Believe me, I know. It's only temporary, okay? As you get older, that athletic ability will dwindle away. But your character will last forever. No matter how old you are, your character will stand out more than anything else, more than any sport that you'll ever play. Malaki, you've got a foot up on that because, you display character every day. I've seen, we've all watched him on the football field, but I've seen him in the hallways, and I've seen him in the classroom, and I've seen him out in the yard, and I see how he treats the little kids and how he treats the older people, and it says a lot about his character. And that's just something that sometimes you try to coach character. All of our coaches do a great job, and they try to coach character. But he's got a lot of character, and that means a lot. It means a lot. We've had a lot of fun. We aggravate each other, and he's got a good heart. And I'm very, very proud of you, Malaki, and I know that you're going to do well. So, officially today, it's an honor and a privilege for me to announce that sometime this fall, Malaki, I need your schedule when you get to Austin Peay, all your schedules, because sometime this fall, when your schedule allows, we want to bring you back and we're going to retire your jersey. So whenever, you get your schedule and your practice schedule and all of that, why, you let me know, and I'll be in contact with you, okay? We're going to set a date sometime this fall, and we're going to retire his jersey, okay? Thank you.
Coach, thank you. It's awesome, brother. It's awesome. All right, at this time, another great Spartan. We'd like to welcome our county executive, Mr. Denny Wayne Robinson.
Thank you. Most of the time when I'm called and asked about something, to do something, whatever, it's usually something bad's happened, there's a problem. But not tonight. Tonight we're here to celebrate Malaki. And what a great night this is. Especially when Diana calls me, usually it's something bad. But thank you for letting me be a part of this. It's such a great. I usually start with some kind of story, something, but Malaki, unfortunately, it lost his mind. I didn't get to know you much growing up. As you went up through the ranks of the football leagues. But I asked around, did a lot of research, talked to a lot of people. And of course, we've heard here tonight, what a great, just a great human being you are. And, you know, and whether you never pick up the ball again, never score another touchdown, you're already a champion because of that. And, you know, people of White County, we're just so pleased and so proud of you. If you want to come up for just a second, got a couple of things. You may need a box or a wagon or something, because you may be here for a bit. We'll start out with a proclamation here. Here's the box. Here's the box. Put this right here. We'll start out with a proclamation here from Malaki. Oop, I forgot I've got no glasses. All right. Whereas Malaki Isaiah Thomas Dowell, a resident of White County, the son of Rachel and Tashawn Hillard, and an upcoming 2023 graduate of White County High School, who has excelled both as a student and an athlete. Malaki is a leader on and off the field, not only to his fellow students and staff of the White County High School, but to the fans of the White County Warrior football program. And whereas Malaki Dowell is a fiercely dedicated competitor, which led to numerous achievements as a White County Warrior as a running back. Malaki earned 2021 and 2022 Division 5A MVP, 2021 and 2022 Tennessee Titans Player of the Week, Max Preps Player of the Year. He was number 1 in rushing, number 1 in points scored, and the most rushing touchdowns in the state of Tennessee. Malaki was Mr. Football nominee and Mr. Football finalist. His career stats include 5,230 yards rushing, 249 rushing yards per game, 62 rushing touchdowns, 491 carries, and 64 total touchdowns. And whereas Malaki Dowell has made countless all-star teams, being one of the top rushers in the nation, his name is mentioned numerously, and he is recognized across the nation in many sources, some that we don't even know of. Now therefore be it proclaimed that I, Denny Wayne Robinson, the White County Executive, and on behalf of the White County Legislative Body, recognize Mr. Dowell as White County's very own Mr. Football, and congratulate and commend Malaki for all his accomplishments on and off the field, and do hereby call upon the citizens and officials of White County to render support and honor of our very own Mr. Football, Malaki Dowell. All right, and we'll go next. One of the longest institutes in the White County, Sparta Woodworks. Everybody kind of knows it as the Sparta Spoke Factory. But J.D. Hanna, who's sitting back here with us, thank you for sponsoring this award. And Les Tubb, and all the employees of Sparta Woodworks. The sword symbolizes power, protection, authority, strength, and courage, which are all characteristics of Malaki. Engraved on the sword is White County's all-time rushing and scoring leader, the ultimate warrior, and hometown Mr. Football. Thank you, JD. That was very nice of you to provide that for us. I had to unwrap it. I couldn't wait to see it. I had to see it for you. Now, I've got a couple of things here on the list, so just bear with me just a second. You know, I heard about of course, everybody was talking about what a great guy you are, and coming back from your injuries and stuff. You know, bigger, faster, stronger. That's when I played ball. That's what everybody strives to be: bigger, faster, stronger. I conquered the bigger part, by the way, in case you hadn't noticed. But again, you just being that great guy, it makes my heart just proud for the citizens of White County. You're just a great guy, and the businesses and the citizens here have come up with a bunch of different stuff, but they would like to present you. Well, I get to present you on behalf of the whole community. With the gifts as a token of appreciation for your contributions to this county. There's all kinds of gifts, gift certificates, cup stuff. I mean, it's a big bunch of stuff, and we're also so proud of it. So proud of it. You know, Coach Crane was talking about talking to all the people, you know, in his little group of athletic directors. I meet with a group of mayors regularly, and we get to kind of jab each other about football games and stuff. And I tell you, you give me a lot of ammunition to use this year. I really enjoyed it. I had a great time with them guys. Also, Senator Paul Bailey was unable to be here tonight, but he's going to extend an invitation to you to come to the state capitol and be on the floor of the Senate, where they're going to recognize you as White County's Mr. Football in front of everybody there. So we're going to be reaching out to you and getting that organized. That's be a great treat. And are we ready for the big award? You know, it was mentioned a couple of times about I'll just say it, man, you were robbed. You were just robbed. And it just ain't right. So, on behalf of White County, everybody, you are officially, Coach, I'll let you present it. You are officially White County's Mr. Football. And that's a lot better than that old award they would give you. All right. I think that is all. I'm not forgetting any gifts, am I? Okay. Thank you. Hey, really, on behalf of myself, all of White County, we're just proud of the man you are. We're also proud of your athletic ability. We're just proud of the man you are. And appreciate you representing White County.
What a night tonight has been. Coach, you got anything you want to say real fast? You're good? I will say this as we close things out tonight real fast. I'm not going to talk about the award that should not be named, hence Harry Potter. But some of you may have seen what I posted on Facebook that day, because I was at work at the studios, and of course I was watching everybody's social feeds, ready to celebrate. And the disappointment, Malaki, reverberated throughout this whole community. Everybody felt it. Jacob, I can almost remember what you said. You went crazy on there. And you should have, and most people did. And I was sitting in the KISS studio thinking about this, and what you've done, Malaki, is something that no one in this room has ever done. Coach Fraser, who I played with, All-State, Mr. Everything. Mark was one of the best football players I ever played with. He's never been able to do it. And I've seen a litany of athletes, state championships, that have never been able to do what you were able to do this season. And you brought this whole community together. You put Sparta back on the map. You got everybody, young, old, rich, poor, didn't matter what background they had, what color their skin was. You made people proud to be from Sparta and White County. You're a hero already in my book. You deserve every award. Again, like Denny said, like everybody said, you're our Mr. Football. And to captivate a whole community like that is more power than you'll ever have, that you'll ever find in your whole life. So thank you for the journey, for your teammates, your current teammates, your former teammates. Thank you guys for being here tonight. I have been asked if all of the current and former players could meet in the back for a quick picture with Malaki and everybody. We greatly appreciate it. And to your mom and dad, thank you guys. Your siblings, thank you guys. We'll try to let your life get back to a little bit of normalcy. But Malaki, thank you for this. And to each and every one of you, thank you guys for being here, and go Warriors.